No, you're not. You
Oh,
took
yeah,
Oxy.
I had
You
chemo.
took Oxy.
Once.
Because my mom gave it to me.
My mom gave me Oxy.
Half of one.
Half of one.
You're just repeating me now.
Yeah.
But, like, do you have anything else to say about that, or is that all you really wanted to say about
I
it?
was gonna say something, but you interrupted me, so we're done.
Oh, we still have some more stories.
2 more.
2!
Okay, 1 more.
2!
1.
One of them's, like, really short.
What? Okay.
Actually, both are,
I'll
kind
allow
of.
it.
Well, the first one is fire on mom's bed.
Oh my god, okay. So, when I was little, I was a little bit of a pyromaniac.
A little bit.
And, you didn't even know me when I was little, so fuck off.
You don't even know her.
Didn't even... Aunt Dolores. You don't even know her.
Wasn't a vegetable. We're not gonna know what the heck we're saying.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm not gonna explain it.
I'm not explaining it, just, that's all you get. We can tell that story on another episode. So, my mom okay, first of all, my mom had just gotten a brand new mattress. First mattress she got since she got married.
Which was a long time ago.
Yeah. No, like, they've been married for almost 30 years. So, like, I don't know, like, their old mattress was, like, what, 10 years old? And I was, like, 6 years old.
You were older than...
No, I was younger than that.
You were, like, 3 or 4.
I was not 3 or 4. I was older than 3 or 4. I think it was, like, 5.
Oh.
We're gonna say I was 5. Anyway, so my mom's like, she lit a candle next to her brand new bed. And I'm like looking at the candle because it's
we
like,
always like candles anyway too.
Yeah, and I was like,
We still do.
this is a pretty cool candle because it was one of the ones with like a wide wick and it made the crackling sounds.
It was?
It was a fancy candle. She
Oh,
was
Mom
selling.
doesn't get those anymore.
She used to. Anyway, so she was celebrating getting her new bed, you know, all that jazz.
That's
and,
all we want to know about that.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, she turns to me and she goes, "Don't play with the candle." I was like, yeah, no, obviously. It's fucking fire, you dumb bitch. So the second she leaves the room, I go for a paper towel. I put the paper towel in the candle. Obviously, the paper towel catches fire, and it's, like, shooting toward my hand. I was like, well, shit. I didn't think this through. And instead of putting the paper towel in, like, the candle, like, jar thing,
You were very smart.
I threw it on her brand new bed. And, you know, it's flammable. And there's, like, flames shooting off the side of the bed, and I'm stuck between the wall and the bed. And Mom goes back in the room, she's like, "What are you doing?" She gets me out of the room and throws a bunch of water on her brand new bed. And I was like 5 when this happened. I'm 19 now, and she still has this gigantic burnt hole in her bed. I'm sorry, Mom.
It's what you deserve, though.
You deserve it. Don't leave your kids alone with candles.
Chloe just starting to block me.
Oh, why?
Because I was being annoying.
Okay.
We have one more story, which I feel like isn't that complicated. What?
What story?
He said, "Oh, I'm sorry."
What story?
William pees in my mouth.
No.
You guys are gonna know what I mean by that.
I know
You
what
will.
you meant, but it took me a second.
So when we were younger, we had gerbils.
This was like, how long ago would this be? A little less than 10 years ago.
You were like in 6th grade when you had Zach.
And this was pre
And this was pre-Zach, like a year before.
maybe a year and a half.
Year and a half.
I'd say like I was in 4th or 5th
4th
grade.
or 5th grade, so I was like 6th grade, which means I was 12? No, 11?
You were just getting
I
out
was
of your
11.
scrunchy phase.
I was 11 years old, right? So this is 8 years ago.
There's a girl walking down the sidewalk with a leaf blower.
It's not even turned on. Anyway, so...
That's our neighborhood for you.
Yeah. So I have this gerbil, and I'm like 11 years old, and he's super fat, so we named him William Howard Taft, like the president. Classy guy.
Not when you,
And,
not when you hear the title of this story.
Yeah, my gerbil wasn't a classy guy, but the president was.
Gerbil.
So William turned out to be really mean because he was kind of a rescue.
From a daycare?
From a daycare, which means, he's a rodent, which means that they should be in a pretty calm place. But instead, he was surrounded by 15 screaming children every single day of his life. So obviously, he wasn't going to be very nice. And I could never hold him, because if I held him, he would,
bite you?
Bite me. So, I learned very quickly that if I wanted to, cuddle with him, I would have to put him in, I would have to put him in one of these big, running balls.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd cuddle with the running ball?
I'd spoon my running ball, yeah.
I'd never cuddled with my gerbil.
I cuddled with Eliza and Mocha.
Well, I mean, they were, pretty chilled gerbils.
Eliza bit me all the time. Anyway.
Which one was Liza?
The white one.
Oh, remember when Mocha died? We'll tell that another day.
No, that's another story. So, we gotta tell the story about the marriages.
How are you gonna do that for this episode or another?
We'll do it in another episode.
The gerbil marriages?
Episode dedicated to the gerbils.
Anywho.
Dedicated to them, in memory of you.
We'll do, the Zach Crunchy thing, and then,
I don't like telling that story.
I'm gonna tell that story. Anyway, so I was finally getting comfortable with my gerbil. I'd had him for, a long time. A long time for a child and a gerbil. And, so he's running around my room without his ball. And, my little brother's in the room with me. And,
because I wanted to watch the
yeah,
gerbil.
because this was, the first time he had ever touched the floor without his ball,
I know.
And, so he starts running a little too far, so I, go to pick him up, and he bites down on me. Hard. And he's, dangling off my finger, and I'm like, ow! And I, flinch, and, I, kind of, swing my arm, and he goes flying across the room, kind of like a frisbee, spins. And while he's spinning and flying across the room, Andy opens his mouth ah! And Andy and my gerbil are scared. My gerbil pees while he's spinning. The pee goes into Andy's mouth, and he hits the door, and the blood from my finger is on the door, and he slides down the door, and so does my blood.
He didn't die.
He didn't die. He was stunned for a minute, and
we thought he was dead, but we also thought our gerbils died every 2 days.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
Sleeping.
I was like, oh my god, he's not moving. It would have been reasonable if he had died though, because I threw him hard, and
you're looking at your finger.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to see if I have a scar.
They're not gonna be able to see it. The blood is still kind of there.
Yeah, the blood is still on Andy's bedroom door.
Because we switched rooms.
And, yeah, and, he's just, laying on the floor, and I'm like, oh, shit. And, I was afraid to, pick him up and put him in his cage, because he had just, bit the shit out of my finger.
I remember we were just kind of cowering in fear for
him. We were like, shit, do we pick him up? And then he started, waking up, and we're like, oh, okay. And then, I picked him up by the tail and, put him in his cage.
We were abusive to our gerbil.
A little bit. That's what happens when you give kids pets.
That's true.
Yeah. Alright, next story.
That's the last one.
That's it? Alright, we
Do
done?
you have any plug-in?
Follow me at Intrusive Thoughts. Alright, bye.
Cass!
No.